All right, we got a differential seal leaking here. It's done slung oil up there and all that. Look at this. Got to use a 12 millimeter 12-point socket on those little bolts right there. All right, we had to take it out of gear and turn our drive shaft to get on it. All right, got that loose. We're just going to kind of tie it over out of the way. This is turning right here, and we don't want to just take an impact wrench and put it on here and spin that off. And the reason is there's a crush sleeve in here that's giving us the right preload for these bearings. All right, so we got to know exactly how many turns we turn this thing. When we put it back on there, we got to put it on exactly where it was. And it seems like it would be fairly simple to just pull this off and then pop another one, you know, put the seal in there and just stick it back on there. You can't do that because you'll make a mess and you'll overload the bearings, mess up the crush sleeve, cause you have to do a bunch of work on the rear end. But what we're going to do is lower the car and lock the park brake so that that thing will be in the same spot and won't move. And that way we'll be able to count turns and tell where we're going to put that exactly in the right place where it came from. Brake is locked. Having locked the park brake, we're going to raise it back up and we're going to take that flange off. It may take a puller to get that flange off because some of them are on there pretty tight. All right, we're putting some marks on there so that we'll know exactly where the thing came back to. We got to be careful when we take that off and make sure we count our turns, okay? We got to mark it real good so we'll see put a better mark on the nut than that. And a really good mark on the pinion shaft too. Pinion shaft being right here. Okay, got it? The socket, okay? Mark it on the side of the socket where we can see it all the way up, okay? That's good. He's marking it right on the very bottom. That makes sense? All right, you got it. All right, now we're turning it, okay? We're getting it off of there. You gotta take that, push it on around a little more.
I see why you marked that, man.
Don't matter, push it on around. All right, you got it? All right, we're coming off. He's going one full turn. Now we're gonna get a ratchet, and every time this white paint mark on the socket passes the white mark we put on the flange, we'll know that's a turn, okay? 4 turns. 5 turns. 14. 15. 16. Whoop. Yep, 16 and a half turns. Got the nut off. Use a regular old everyday balancer puller to pull this thing off of there. Although we're not going to use those 2 holes.
I know.
You know better than that. We got to use the ones that are directly across from one another, okay? And we fumbled around and dropped the bolt. Okay, use the one directly across from it. Those are SAE. 3/8 SAE. All right. We got nuts and washers, and we're going to mount this thing on there. We're going to go ahead and see if we can pull that flange off of there. And the flange comes off with no problem. It is a good idea to have a drain pan ready, which we didn't, and we knew better than that. In the meantime, I'm catching this with a rag while he gets a drain pan and puts under it. Okay. Now we're ready to take our seal out of there and replace it with a new seal. You've used one like it though, haven't you? Oh, there it came. We got a seal. Yeah. There's a seal. There are seal drivers for this. If you don't have one, you use a piece of wood and a hammer and be really seat it with the wood. Hit it harder than that. All right, go to the other side. All right, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah, so we got us a new seal in there. Now we got to get our flange and put the flange back on there. Make sure you line that white up with the white on your
nut.
nut.
I'm in the bolt thing.
Well, it's not a bolt, it's actually.
There you go. That good?
All right, that's good. Now you're gonna. Yeah, so it's a half a turn, so we're gonna start going on there like that. Now that's our half turn. Now we're gonna go 16 turns. Okay, we're going around and around. 1, 2, 3, and. Right there. See, that's where it was, and that's where we needed to be. Okay? Got it? Now we put the drive shaft back in. The question we have now is, why did the seal blow to begin with? Because these seals don't routinely blow. Now Chase noticed when he was checking the transmission, the differential grease earlier, and when he pulled that plug out, it had pressure trapped in the rear end. and he said it went poof when he pulled it out. That tells me we got some clogging in our vent hose right there. That vent is supposed to let the air come and go. So what we need to do is we need to see if that hose is stopped up. And what we're going to do there is we're going to try to get it off of there. We're going to investigate and see if it's got clogging. All right, it's not wanting to come off, but we made it. Now try to blow through it, Chase. Can you blow through it? We'll take the fitting out of there and we're going to see what we can see. We need to investigate this or we'll be blowing another seal. It shouldn't have pressure in there.
It ain't supposed to?
No, it's not. There we go, we got it. Now then, let's get it in the light. We got a little good light here. Putting the vent back in. Got it all cleared up now so that it can breathe and it won't blow the nether seal. Good deal. No. Be better if you had all the air pressure in it.